Alright, chaps and chappies. What YouTuber was it that had that intro? I think it was, Game Chap and Birdie. That's an old YouTube channel. Most of you probably don't know what that is, but if you do, bonus points to you. But anyway, welcome back to Ace Attorney. In the last episode, we began the trial for Mr. William Powers, I do believe, and now we're cross-examining Miss Oldbag here. Now, before we get started, the reason I didn't upload, I think it was Saturday, Sunday night, I didn't upload, is because I had recorded a whole episode of this, but the truth is I didn't record it at all because I never hit the record button. So I was just sitting in there talking into space and I never even hit the record button. So big oopsie moment, and I had to replay all the way back up to this point, not from the beginning but from a previous save. It only took a couple minutes because I just literally sped. I just speeded through the whole thing, so it's all good. But anyway, let's continue where we left off, shall we? I think I've got my old bag voice down. Well, I suppose you could put it that way. You know, that actually sounds like an old lady instead of, I'm having a stroke. I see. Your testimony, please. I gotta remember all the voices I was doing, because it's been like a week since I played this. Okay, the other person. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. And what is that, Miss Oldbag? I go through the photos recorded on the security system. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. So you threw out evidence? Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. Right, anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. I don't know what it is about Maya's voice, but whenever I do that, phlegm just goes up into my throat. It's great. Also, I have a sore on my lip, so I can't open my mouth too wide, or it kind of hurts. So that's fun. A sweet H2O. Yes, you have one other important job to do. You go through the photos. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking. So, you threw out one photo, kid. What was that photo? What was on that photo? Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased? A fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that other day. Wait a second, didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. Oh god, hold up. I got some saliva on that sore on my lip and it stings, so that's fun. They come in through the drain. I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids, children, whippersnappers. Kids? So, on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably second or third grade. What? Order. Let me get this straight. You saw two people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about second or third grade. Oh yes, well we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. A boy in second or third grade. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear.
Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy.
Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him.
This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Judge. So, I mean, the little boy obviously couldn't have done it. So, there's only like a couple candidates for who could have actually done it. But it's not. I don't really think Old Bag did it. It had to be somebody else because Old Bag, she must have she obviously didn't like Mr. Powers, but I don't think she would kill him. Mr. Powers. Yes. What voice did I give this guy? It was kind of like the Joe Swanson voice, but I think I'm kind of revolving back to the Homer Simpson voice, like, Marge, I buy eggs for Bartons. That's not even close to Homer, but whatever. We're gonna go with that. Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest. So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick! What are we going to do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could have conceivably have done this. Right! And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick, it's time. Oh, okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. He just does a line of cocaine off his finger, like, that's another trial, Mr. Wright. Let's just focus on the murder.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Well Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter?
The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence. But there's still no one else who could have committed the crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers.
Very well, Mr. Wright, your thoughts?
The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. I just hit my controller. I'm not using one, it's just on my desk.
Rather interesting. Let us hear what you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right, great, as if the stakes weren't high enough. So who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed the murder?
I guess the only other person it could have been is Old Bag, I'm thinking. But it's probably not really her, but I'm going to go with Old Bag anyway. It was the security lady, Wendy Old Bag. Who? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Old Bag.
What? Whippersnapper.
Well, we got her on the spot now.
Order. Is this true, Old Bag?
Old Bag? That's Miss Old Bag to you. Miss Old Bag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Delicious. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. And slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder.
Why would you go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume?
Simple, Your Honor. She knew that the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers.
I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright.
Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes too, baby. I wouldn't go that far, Mr. Phoenix Wright. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence?
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter?
The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time.
What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it, is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something.
What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. Heck yeah, let's go the full mile, Phoenix. By the way, I already know what's going to happen 30 minutes from now because I already played. Not 30 minutes from now. Like, how much time do I have left actually? 10 minutes, 20 minutes from now. So yeah, the very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day.
But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer?
You forgot that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too, and I'm gonna take another sip. Delectable.
Indeed.
That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope.
Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy, the one whose photo I erased.
Who's only a grade schooler though, as you said. Second or third grade, was it?
That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops.
So thoughts, Mr. Wright?
That boy is not the killer.
What? How can you be so sure? Oh, or is it... Oh, God, I'm having a stroke. I'm coming, Elizabeth.
Alright, sorry about that.
Oh, or is it to be nice to your kids and mean to your elders' day whippersnappers?
I have proof.
Proof?
Indeed. Let's see this proof, Mr. Wright.
Every now and then the judge just flaps his lips like a horse. He probably gets a bunch of spit in his beard too.
You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder.
Well, the murder weapon, right? I mean, I have played this before, but I don't exactly remember. Because I don't exactly remember what he had to present. It has to be the murder weapon, right? Because there's no way he could have lifted that. Your Honor, the murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible.
I see.
Now I'm gonna spit everywhere doing that. Sweet Jesus. I think a lot of that flew in the general direction of my monitor. Oh God. Yeah, disgusting. Gross. Yeah. Okay, I'm not doing that anymore.
Well, would the witness care to comment on this?
Yeah.
The windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first.
Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name?
Something Oldbag, Your Honor.
Then the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Click, clack, paddywhack. Give a judge a bone.
Wait a second. Of course, last minute. I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree about me. I'm talking. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk.
Miss Oldback, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony?
Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about.
Not to talk about, but by whom? Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth told her not to talk?
Well, testify.
My lips were sealed.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
So there were 2 other people at the studio that day. That changes everything.
Miss Oldback, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now?
Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told, unfortunately.
Well, except from the clan, shut up. Hold up, adjust my mic. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask her about who those people were. So who were those other people? Who are these people?
Well, the director and the producer, for starters.
The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of that action scene without a director? Of course.
Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
Well, it doesn't give you much of an excuse to omit it from the testimony. Taste it. So, where were these people?
The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that.
Where?
Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer.
Studio 2? There was a Studio 2.
Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left.
The path where the monkey's head was falling over.
Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination?
I think I've already asked all my questions, but I think we should take a break. I don't think there's any more information to pry out of there. We know who the people were, and we need to get them into question. Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers.
The court acknowledges the offense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about this witness, Miss Oldback, and more information about these others people who have just been told of.
Oh, Edgeworth, gotcha now, buddy. Yes, smug pricker. I understand, Your Honor, even though my eyes are practically bulging out of my head.
This ends the proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Well, looks like we won the day, just barely, but we got ourselves another day, and that's all we need. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me.
Oh, really? It's nothing.
I imagine when the grin thing shows up, she just makes a noise, just...
Or should I?
She also does a line that goes off her fingers. Alright, I'm never making that noise again. Sweet Jesus. Sounded like a cat getting shot. We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination.
So, Nick, Have we figured out just who it was in that steel samurai costume? Could it really have been the old windbag?
What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really.
Neither do I, Nick.
Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers.
Poor old windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her.
Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios.
Right. We'll be back to visit you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Also does another line of cokes.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just go to the studios.
Alright, yes, I would like to save my progress up to this point there. Alright. It's high noon. Whew, what a day.
This is no time for relaxing, Nick. Say, you think WP's got a chance?
I guess that really depends on the people we found out about in today's trial.
The director and the producer?
Yeah, them. You know, the thing that happened only like 10 minutes ago? Jesus Christ, you got some real short-term memory issues, Maya.
Well, what are we doing here then? Let's get to the studios.
Okay, what to do? What do you think we should do?
What do I, Tom? You don't... I also appear to be having a stroke. Nick, call 911. Oh, sweet Jesus. I can't feel the left side of my body.
There, anyway.
Well, what do I... Why don't we just do what you just said? We gotta get to the scoop on this director and the producer.
Oh, right. Then there's no point hanging out here.
That's what I've been saying. Let's get to these studios pronto.
What are your ideas, though? Because I have to keep asking you pointless questions so we can get as much content as we can.
We don't have enough information to make a case yet.
That's exactly the same thing you said yesterday. Just admit it, you don't have a clue what happened.
There's not enough information.
Alright, fine. Alright, we're leaving. Alright, moving out.
Going back to the studios. Going back to the studio.
No one's here.
Right, now that they have Miss Oldbag in custody, I guess they don't have anyone else to replace her.
Hey, in the guard station, look, she left her donuts. What? I wasn't going to eat them.
Yeah, you were, you fat fuck. Alright, is there anything we can examine around here? I'm gonna look at the computer again. The computer that runs the studio security cameras, huh? Looks like it's been turned off for the day. Interesting. I do suppose that's really all there is to here. There's really nothing left. So, outside Studio 1. Oh god, I almost knocked over my cup full of water there, sweet Jesus. Now I almost had a heart attack.
Hey, Nick, it looks like Detective Gumshoe isn't here today.
You're right. He's probably up to his neck in paperwork after the commotion at today's trial.
So, Nick, remember that Studio 2 we heard about at the trial today? It was down the path with the fallen tree, right?
Yeah, I think that's what they said.
Maybe the director and the rest of them are there today. Now's our chance, Nick. Let's check it out.
Alright, let's get on moving then. Moving and grooving. Moving and grooving. Or that, baby.
I don't know why I keep doing that voice.
This is Studio 2?
I thought so.
It doesn't really look much like a studio, does it?
No, that it does not.
Hey, there's a trailer over there.
It looks pretty sturdy for a movie set trailer.
Are we sure this thing is a studio?
Well, I noticed... I don't want to move. Good. I noticed something immediately. This is bent. There's some flowers here.
Wow, so pretty. They're taking good care of these.
Don't get too close. That fence looks dangerous. Are we not going to comment on how one of the things is bent? Alright, guess we're just not going to do that.
Nick, let's go inside.
You think it's okay? Oh well, yeah, it's locked.
Aw, shucks. Shuckle my fuckle.
These look like materials for making a movie set.
They've been sitting here for quite some time. This might as well be a junkyard.
I suppose you're right. There's a bunch of unfinished, well, there's finished food here. Looks like 2 people ate here. There's nothing left on the plates. Hey, so they eat T-bone steaks too. What is it with steaks around here? Hey, there's always room for steak. But something does seem out of place. What? I don't know, it just feels odd. Okay, there's a big old van here. A light van for moving staff and equipment around. They've kept it in pretty good shape. Looks like it'd run fine. Well, let's go for a drive. Sure, if I had a license. Nick, you don't have a driver's license. But look, I have this. Why are you showing me your attorney's badge, Nick? Because it's the only piece of identification I actually have. Because apparently Phoenix is like a 20-year-old man who apparently can't drive. He's an epic gamer like that. Never learned how to drive. An incinerator. Apparently they just put this one in. It's already covered in soot. They must not clean it much. Is that all there is to this? There's a 2. There's a big 2 painted here. Probably because this is Studio 2. Oh, really? How'd you piece that one together, Maya? Use your big brain? Those cogs in your head starting to turn a little bit. Probably, though it doesn't look anything like a studio. Probably because it isn't a studio, I would imagine. So can we not go in? I kind of want to go in. Maybe we have to move back outside? Nope. I am confused. What do I do? I mean, that looks like... Looks like there's nothing left around here. There's a van. Old props. Okay, I haven't examined this. On closer inspection, this trailer looks like it's been here for a while. I don't think this is part of some temporary film set. I suppose so. Can we look out the window, maybe? In the window. Let's see here. There's like literally nothing left for me to look at around here, so I'm just gonna leave. I mean, it's locked, so we can't go anywhere. We just gotta move. Let's go inside Studio 1. Okay, this is where we're supposed to be. I don't really want to be in here. Yeah, it's a murder scene. I want to go someplace else. Nick! That was Nick's sign, by the way. We should probably look at stuff, though. Are you going to make the same comment? Look, a ladder! That's a step ladder. So, what's the difference? You need to stop judging things based on narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick. Right, sorry. This girl is out there. What did that have to do with that being a ladder or not? Did we already investigate this crime scene? I don't remember. But why narrow-minded cultural systems? Or where did she come to that conclusion? Yeah, it must cost a ton. Spile. Okay, yeah. I think we've already done all this. So, Maya says she doesn't want to be here, so we're just gonna move, I guess. What about the main gate? Okay, we don't need to examine. Yeah, don't care. Well, let's go to the employee area. Okay, this is where we're supposed to be. Look, it's that assistant girl. Hey! Hi, WP's lawyers, right? I heard about the trial. Great job, guys. I sound like a dude, but trust me, I'm totally a girl. I'm Santa Claus. Don't mention it. Is it true that they caught the security lady? I guess I'm glad I'm recording this in December. Actually, she just called me. She told me to cover up that drain. You mean that one? Wow, what a mess. I know. I'm not so good with handiwork. Some assistant, right? Yeah, but you do work on the props and the backdrops, right? Right. Just lots of times they end up looking worse than they did before I fixed them. Oh, well, I'm sure these things happen. Nothing to worry yourself about. You're right, I won't. Personally, I think she should worry at least a little bit more. If you'll excuse me, I have to go to the guard station. I'm supposed to fill in for Miss Oldbag.
Right, see you later then.
Ooh, burp. Good luck with your investigation. Well, let's examine that there. Great. Covered up with a piece of cardboard.
So, the fanboy they were talking about in the trial yesterday, he came in through that drain?
So it seems. I guess they covered it up in a hurry.
Hey, Nick, if that drain's covered, that boy won't be able to get in.
Yeah, I think that was the idea.
I feel kind of sorry for him, though, don't you?
If you say that, why are you looking so smug? What, do you want to rip that grate off?
Really, Nick, we can.
Whoa, she's serious? Uh-oh. Why not? Well, I guess some things are just made to be broken.
Yeah, you know it, Nick. You're pretty swell sometimes.
Sometimes?
Yeah. There, that should make the kids happy.
Things we do. Well, we might be able to look in there, though. The drain grate is off, and I know who did it.
Now the kids will be able to come in again. Doesn't it make you feel great to do a good deed like that?
It's not really a good deed. It must be nice to live so free of guilt. Okay, I thought there might have been something useful to that, but I guess not. But anyway, I am just about all out of time for this here video. So thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I'm going to see you all in the next video. Ciao.